Welcome back to Timesea Gaming. Today I'm going to be talking through the Dawn of War 4 announcement trailer and my thoughts on the information we've been given on the game so far. So getting into it, firstly I'm going to say clearly I don't have access to the demo that other YouTubers have, which is a shame, but I have watched some of their videos, so I am trying to give as much of an informed opinion as possible. So getting into it. Right away, we are back with the Blood Ravens, and it turns out Brother Captain Cyrus, who was formerly a scout sergeant in previous entries, is the character speaking during the trailer. We get combat between the Astartes, Necrons, the Orcs, and the Adeptus Mechanicus fighting the Necrons. Cyrus dies in the trailer reasonably quickly too, so whether that will be a prominent point within the game, I'm not sure, but will be interesting nonetheless, as we've been told he is or was the 10th Company Brother Captain. The cinematic feel to the trailer is great, though it is a bit annoying we get Astartes dying quite easily to Orcs, as the combat is very sluggish, slow, and it's not really the fast-paced battle you would expect from Space Marines, Orcs, genetically enhanced humans bred for war, compared to an entire race of alien species which exist only for war. But on the flip side, I do think in a trailer for a game where you're going to be able to play a multitude of factions, they can't just have Space Marines smashing the place up constantly, as we all know they aren't immortal or invincible. It's interesting to see the Adeptus Mechanicus featured as well, as it's been confirmed that there will be a playable faction alongside the Astartes, Necrons and the Orcs. As we can see from the brief footage of in-game combat, the RTS is looking more akin to Dawn of War 1 as opposed to the other games in the series, which is great. By all accounts, base building is back properly, and Astartes squads will range in strength from 3 to 10 Marines, which reflects the tabletop better and the lore. It'll be great to have the Adeptus Mechanicus playable too for the first time within the series, as it'll be really interesting to see their different unit types and how they fare against the Necrons and the Orcs. And I will be interested to see how they fare up against the Space Marines in skirmish mode, which will be quite fun. I've watched some of the early demo footage, as I said earlier, from other YouTubers, and it really is looking like the true sequel to Dawn of War 1, which is a positive. It is a shame, though, in my opinion, that they have gone with the Blood Ravens again, as I do feel the chapter has been hammered to death, what with the 3 previous games and the books that came out around the games as well. But at the same time, I'm sure there are legal agreements and clauses that have meant that the Blood Ravens will be the poster boys of real-time strategy within the Warhammer 40,000 setting for some time. Now, as well as this, I do think it's really interesting to see on that short snippet of in-game battle having a good amount of squads as well. Because in Dawn of War 2, you had these highly elite units of 3 Marines or whatever faction you were playing, but the amount of squads you'd have was quite small, from my memory anyway. So it meant that the battles were quite small, and then Dawn of War 3 was just a bit of a joke, really, of a game, which is a shame. But Dawn of War 1, you could field loads of Marines in full squads of 10, and I can just remember playing full tactical squads of 10 Marines with an apothecary in it, a sergeant or a librarian attached, whatever. And that was really fun because that is what I depicted in my mind at that young age, a Space Marine battle company being like. And then having that put onto a video game was great. And I mean, I was playing Dawn of War 1 before I really knew what Warhammer 40,000 was properly, so I was grasping at straws really with my understanding, but it was definitely like the gateway for what the game was and what the setting was. And obviously now that the setting has progressed hugely in the last 20 years plus, it's really good to sort of see the Primaris Marines involved and then the quality of the graphics and the combat as well. And it's been confirmed already that instead of just having 2 squads hacking and slashing at each other in close combat without anything really happening, it's been confirmed that they have actually put better animation in for the combat, which it's nice they've confirmed it, but you absolutely would expect it in 2025, and considering the game's going to be released in 2026, it's good and it's really good to hear. But it's sort of like, well, yes, the previous game released 20 years ago, I would fully expect these things to be made better. Animation, graphics are just a standard now in this day and age. It's really the core mechanics, the amount of game time I'm going to get out of it, which is what I'm interested in, and what the online features will be. Because I've said it in other videos, but the ability to adapt, to customize, and level up your army is massively important, because that is really wargaming in a sense. And that's what really, for me, strikes out for Warhammer and having a Space Marine army of your own. So when we play online, how customizable is our army? And is it just going to be paint schemes and then armor aesthetics without it actually giving you any perks or any pros and cons? Or is there going to be an actual sort of running theme online of real in-depth battle and then a wider picture that your gaming actually contributes to? I mean, I doubt that second part of what I've just said, but that would be really good to see, because that is what I really loved about Total War Shogun, that your army would upgrade and then you could only field so many points in the army effectively, like you do with wargaming. So if you've got a massively customized and upgraded Space Marine squad of intercessors, does that mean you can only have 2 more squads? I mean, that would be so good. And I know I'm going on a tangent, but that is really what I'd love to see. So good first impressions on the game. Definitely would love to actually see and hear more about the game, because I only had this announcement trailer, but so far so good. The combat looks exciting. The fact you had a ship going right into a Necron structure is just that whole grimdark feel of that final denial, and that's what I love about Warhammer 40,000, and that's what I'd love to see more of. You know, Space Marines selling their lives dearly, knowing that it may or may not allow them to succeed, but that's their only option anyway, and that's what their honor dictates, and that's what we love about Warhammer, I think, anyway. That whole last stand feel, which is just so exciting from a video game perspective. And when you read Aaron Dembski Bowden's Voidstalker, the finale of the book, where the Night Lords make their last stand, it's just so good. But that's just been my thoughts quickly. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you liked it, please give it a like, and please do subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I will see you in the next one.